obligations, and what you have to give in return to your own country is a broad education that we are thinking of, we are speaking of, and how to bring about that type of education. Now, those days, as you remember, in our country, we are saying you can take a farmer, wash the mud, and then he can be the king, in the sense that the quality of human being in this country was very high. Also, you know the story of a person who a young woman, a beautiful woman, could take a gem in the hand and could go from up to Colonarba. The roads was very safe. Now, that's the type of culture that we have had for 2,500 years, a long tradition. But we have lost much of these things. We have lost much of these things, unfortunately, after independence. We have had some of these values when we were small. When we were young, we had these values. Our respect to our elders, our links with the temple were there, in spite of the colonial rule. But after independence, we see a great erosion of values, value systems. We see everywhere, educational programs and everything are become something that we are concerned with as elders, as citizens of this country. And that's why organization, the Dharmajya Foundation, where he is a member, we have been working. Then when we speak of health, it's the healthy lifestyle that is important. How can we have a healthy lifestyle? And this is what now the WHO has been speaking of. Do you know that 7 out of 10 in this country die because of non-communicable diseases? Due to smoking, due to alcohol, due to wrong food habits, and due to lack of exercise. And these are all our own lifestyle, and the importance of healthy lifestyle. And these are things that we have to work on. And then also, when we speak of the moral development aspect of it also, these are all interconnected. So, I thought this is an opportunity, because he has given some pages to the Dharmajya Foundation, and also I think he also himself has benefited from his association with us. And that's the reason why he had said that he would donate all the proceeds of this book to create a scholarship with the Dharmajya Foundation, a trust with the Dharmajya Foundation, to give a scholarship to a person in the Mahavali area. So that's also a noble idea. He is repaying what he has got. He has also, as I said, gained from becoming a member of the Dharmajya Foundation. But before I conclude, I also like to mention something of my own reminiscences of the Mahavali. This is I'm very sad about that. You know, I was chairman of the Cooperative Management Services Center. Godamune he was chairman of the NIBM, and we were very close friends. And I was a consultant in the region, a FAO consultant, and we have been working on, as cooperatives, a system of integrated cooperatives. We studied the systems with regard to sugar cooperatives. The success of the sugar cooperatives in the world and also in India was because those cooperatives was based on the factory, the sugar factory, and the members, all the farmers were members of the sugar factory. And we worked a system with the FAO and others of having a similar system for rice. You know, the paddy, you get the value added. The value added comes from when you dehusk and you sell it as rice. And then the value addition is important in agriculture, being an agricultural area. So when I went to the then chairman with Godamune, I think he was the UNP head, was he? Mr. Panditaratna. We had a long discussion, and I was mentioning, you know, with my experience in cooperatives, why do you want to have the multi-purpose cooperative system in the Mahavali area? You have the farmers, when they produce their paddy, we have to have the mills. why don't we have, like in many countries, in Scandinavian countries, in India and other countries, a system whereby the farmers become members of a paddy or milling cooperative. The whole principle of cooperatives is that they should have a second, not only selling their paddy, the paddy which is the first, but after selling the rice to get a second payment. And that's how the membership, the economic aspect of the economy of the farmers could be increased. The economy could be improved. But here, even now what we are having, the paddy farmer, he sells the paddy. He's too poor. It's not possible for him to store the paddy. But if you have the milling cooperative, the rice milling cooperative, the paddy could be bought, they could be given the first payment, it could be milled, it could be sold to Colombo and other markets, and then a second payment could be made. This whole cooperative system was something which is happening in some countries, and I told Ms. Pandratha Godumuni and myself, we invented, Mr. Gunasekara, you can do experimentation in other parts, not here. So it's really a blow, I thought. Even now we have these same problems with our farmers. And you know what has happened to the Mahavali, the paddy mills that are there, run by the Mahavali board, and also in the private sector privatization. The farmers are yet poor. And we had an opportunity of changing the system in this country. There was all the blessing of the UN to do that. And we're trying to that, and we have shown that these are very successful model. With not only they have worked out in other countries. The wheat farmers in US, they work the same thing. The sugar farmers in India, they do the same thing. But here, still in this country, when we want change, we don't want to bring about that change. Unfortunate, and I took this opportunity of mentioning this because all of you are interested in the Mahavali, and now we have the same issues that we had long time ago. The farmer, he can't sell his product. He sells his product to the paddy marketing board. I was the first member of the paddy marketing board. It's all right. We had it. But the paddy marketing board should also have a mill, and we did that. But now the systems are different. So these are things that in this country, when we look back, I think I too should write my memoirs, because we have not done that. And I could hire him. Hetya Racha wanted, I also could hire him to do the writing. It's very much better. But as he's a good writer now. But these are things that in our country, we have given the correct advice at the correct time. But unfortunate that that advice by one person has been changed. And we are now in a position, still the farmers are poor. With those thoughts, I'd like to finish my presentation. And I'm very happy to be here. Senaka, who has been helping me very recently, he has been helping us, the Dharmacharya Foundation, in Puttur, in Jaffna. We have the school. There were 3 schools at that time: Narada School, Madhya Panyasa School, and Vipassi School. Those are Sinhala schools in those areas with Tamil. And we got to know that even after the terrorist period, that particular school, Madhya Panyasa School, is still functioning. And we went there, and with his assistance, we have been able to give that school some kind of pep up, boost in the environment, change the environment. So thank you very much, Senaka, for giving me this opportunity of telling something which was in my heart. And I'm happy that I was able to tell that to engineers and to those who have been working in the Mahavali area as to why something that we should have taken up in 1980s when we were working out the systems. So for that also I'm thankful to you, and wish you all success in life.
Our next speaker, Professor Hiran Dias, was a professor of geography at the University of Colombo, and he participated in a research undertaken by the Department of Geography in System H in the mid-1970s. After Professor Dias joined the Human Settlements and the Development Division of the Asian Institute of Technology, AIT Bangkok, he promoted and initiated the AIT Computer Center, installing a computerized monitoring system to the Planning and Monitoring Unit of the Mahaweli Authority of Sri Lanka in 1989. In 1990, Professor Dias was nominated by the President of AIT to lead the project formulation team for the proposed AIT campus at the Kothmale Dam site. Professor Dias was one of the lecturers of Mr. Samarasinghe during his first degree at the University of Colombo and thereupon postgraduate studies at AIT. Professor Hiran Dias is both a mentor and a long-standing associate of Mr. Samarasinghe. The floor is open to you, sir.
Guru Swamini Wansage අවසරයි, distinguished members of the head table, friends, I'm very happy to be able to speak a few words today